shit.
Tiniest little elevator. I picked up some groceries because I'm kind of giving up on the fact that I will go out immediately. I've got whole grain bread, a pack of greens, which is obviously some balance, blueberries. I really miss blueberries. They're so expensive in the Middle East. That's actually crazy. And they're for like €1 here, which is madness. And then some brie cheese and some smoked salmon. Also stupidly expensive in the Middle East, but this is my little grocery haul. I freshened up in the airport before coming here in the hopes that I would eat out before I get to the hotel, but I just couldn't do it. Also, here's the bathroom in the light. It's cute. It's small. It's quaint, but it's cute. After my little snack, I just kind of walked along the Seine. I spent my evening with music in my ears, just walking around the city, and I ended up walking most of the way back home. I think I actually walked the entire way back home, and the hotel was pretty far, but I had a really chill night, and I went to a museum the next day. I got the audio guide because I'm a little nerd, and I love listening to the history and the backstories of the paintings and the artists when they painted them. And it was just such a nice little time. After that, I went to La Maison d'Isabelle, which is this bakery patisserie situation that I love. They didn't have the almond croissants that I like, but I got a plain one. And I then took the train to the Paris equivalent of Bicester Village, and that's what I ate there. This is the little bit of damage I did. I had a long shopping day ahead of me the next day, but first I grabbed coffee and breakfast from this really cute place. I eat a lot of quiches when I'm in Paris because they're the most protein-filled pastry. After all the shopping I did for lunch/dinner, I picked up another pastry and another quiche. Okay, so here's what I'm currently doing. I met a girl that works at one of the stores that I was visiting earlier today and shopping from, and she was Arab, and she helped me with the things because I can't speak French. And she was like, hey, at the end she was like, do you want to hang out tonight? And I was like, sure. So I'm going to go meet her and her sister. Okay, so I have a kettle brewing, and I went to the store and I got a few things. I got some coffee because coffee's for like €5 on average here for the type that I like, so no. I got half a baguette, which I still have some greens, which I want to consume. So I got a baguette and some salmon for lunch, and this will basically be with that. Sorry for the bin in the frame. It's not the most aesthetic thing, but I got a few pastries just because I know that there's no way I eat these, not even like today and tomorrow together. Actually, maybe I can finish them in 2 days, I don't know. But every day I wake up and I realize that I don't have breakfast, so I have to leave, or at night sometimes I forget to eat, or I don't have time to go for dinner and everything closes down and I can't get anything. So I'm just going to have things on hand. And I also got, like, I know these are like almond triangles, so they're essentially almond croissants, but I wanted to try the almond croissants from the bakery next door to where I'm staying, so I got that. And I also got a little Nutella Madeleine, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like, so I'm going to have this now with my coffee and the almond croissant, and I'll save these for later. And I got some blueberries, which I will also have some of because I need some sort of fruit or veg right now. And I got some lemon sparkling water because, I don't know, I was just really feeling it, so I would like to have this on hand. And this is the coffee I got. I don't know if I'm loving this choice now. I am. Now I'm craving the hazelnuts again, but anyway. Okay, so here's breakfast actually laid out. The croissants are really interesting. They're like really crispy on the outside. I had a similar one yesterday, but with chocolate, and it was actually pretty good. So the plan was to actually have a little picnic somewhere. Unfortunately, that didn't work. So I carried my food around for nothing, but I also got a few goodies from the gourmet market at Galeries Lafayette. I had a whole picnic situation planned. I even had my little picnic blanket, but it's okay. I'm just gonna eat now because I you didn't see me today. I don't have much time. I need to shower and get ready and leave in like 30 minutes. I don't know how, but yeah, because I have a Bring Me the Horizon concert today. So here's the little spread I've created. Here's the sandwich I made. It's just some greens and salmon in some baguette. And this is another almond croissant. Yes, I'm clearly on a mission to find a really good almond croissant that is as good as La Maison d'Isabelle, because they keep letting me down. I'm going to have some of these blueberries, and I made some decaf coffee, and I have some sparkling water. I'm home. I'm really tired and I can't wait to just shower and go to bed. But this was a really cool concert. I really liked it. There were a bunch of songs that I really wanted them to play, which they didn't, but that's fine. And I think like a lot of my favorite ones did get played, like Drown, Throne, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Drown, Throne, Can You Feel My Heart, because we gotta be a little basic. It's a popular song for a reason, you know? Parasite Eve, a bunch of songs that I really like. The thing is, I love a lot of their older songs, so obviously like it's less likely that would get played at the concert, but yeah, I don't know. It was so good time. It was actually a really great time. I met these two people sitting next to me. They were a married couple named Pamela and Joe. I actually didn't get any of their contact information to stay in touch. I don't know. I've been feeling more comfortable. Like, I think it's weird. I've had a period where I wanted to stay in touch with people. And I think I still, like, I do. I want to stay in touch with people, especially because I advocate for this. Like, you never know what these connections can bring. So I do kind of maybe regret a little bit not, like, asking for their contact information to, like, stay in touch. But, like, I'm also okay not doing it all the time. Like, sometimes I'm just like, it's okay if not. Like, there was this woman who I met on the bus from the train station, and well, I don't know if like she's like around my age, and I don't know, like she was really nice and everything, but like I didn't feel the need to ask to stay in touch, you know. I don't know. These two I actually do think that I should have, for like, I don't know, I feel like you never know what it could have brought. But you know what, I actually want to use this as a segue, or segue, as Emma and Christine, the hosts of my favorite podcast, always say. So I wanted to actually point out that a lot of people ask me, like, don't you feel lonely when you travel? First off, when people are like, how do you travel alone? Like, don't you feel so alone? You're not alone when you travel alone. You at the very least have yourself. You have yourself, right? And other than yourself, the amount of people who I've already spoken to, like when I stayed in hostels, sure, I met people. I'm staying in a hotel. I'm staying alone this time, and I still met people. Like there are always, you're not alone. You have yourself, but you also are surrounded by people all the time. And if you are present enough, you might actually be able to connect with some of them, because since arriving, I've only been here a handful of days, and this woman on the bus, she and I like connected over how we couldn't find the bus that was waiting, like we were waiting for, and we ended up like going to the other platform together, and like we talked, and then we sat next to each other on the whole bus ride, and like we talked a little bit throughout the ride as well, and then eventually like we just got to our destination, and we parted ways. And then the day that I also arrived, this woman at the grocery store very sincerely, when she found out I'm Arab and she was Arab, and I was kind of like scared to speak in French, and then she like switched to Arabic immediately, and that's how we found out she's Arab. We, as in the collective, me and myself. And when I was leaving the store, she very sincerely told me, if you need anything, come back here and tell me. Like don't be afraid to ask or whatever, or don't be too shy to ask. And then a few days later, I was at this shop and I was buying something from there, and the girl working there was helping me, and similar thing happened. I hesitate, and she speaks to me in French, and I'm like, I freeze out of fear. And then she's like, I can speak English and Arabic. Like, what do you, she's like, where are you from? I was like, I'm Egyptian. So she's like, oh my God, yeah, like I speak Arabic. And turns out she's Egyptian. She's, sorry, Arab, not Egyptian. She's Tunisian. So a neighbor in sorts. But we find out that like she's Arab. And then at the end of the whole experience, the whole situation, I pick my stuff, I'm paying. And as I'm paying, she reaches out and she's like, hey, do you have friends in Paris? And I say no. And she asks, do you want to hang out with me and my sister tonight? Like, no pressure, you don't have to, but like, if you want to. And it was so sweet. We actually had such a good time. We met up that evening and we had such a good time. And like, you just make friends like that. And then on like today, like I'm positive that other things happened, but like today, was it today or yesterday? I don't know. Like, I met this woman at my hotel at the elevator and we just started talking, and turned out she also like was raised in Saudi. So, and I lived in Saudi, and I kind of go back and forth between it. And she was also, she also spoke Arabic and whatever, and like we bonded. And then today at the concert, I was sat next to this married couple, and they're American and they live in Italy. And we bonded over like the whole concert, because when I sat down, I just like, I asked the woman to my left, I was like, hey, like, do you know how long did both, because I was a little late. So I asked her if like both opening acts like were done and stuff, and we started talking, and then she like was telling me about her husband who had just like gone to buy something, I don't know. And then when he came back, he was really nice, and he was like asking me questions and talking to me, and they were so friendly. So you're not alone. You're not alone when you travel alone. You're surrounded by so many wonderful people. And honestly, I think I had a problem that I would, for like recently, up until recently, kind of in the last like while, I would regularly kind of notice how terrible some people are. And I think the more I thought about it, the more terrible people came into my life. Like, I understand that sometimes things happen to us and we kind of almost can't help but think about how terrible things have been or how terrible people have treated us or whatever. But the more you focus on how terrible people are, the more that I personally find the world will find ways to prove to you that people are horrible. It's kind of the same with anything, right? I don't want to talk about the law of attraction. I don't want to do it, but you know what I mean? Like, it just, that is kind of, if you really think about it, it's not even like a very woo-woo-y thing, as some people would say. It's more like there's a part of our brain that literally, I don't remember how, like the proper explanation of it, but I'm aware that there's a part of our brain that once you think of something or once you become aware of something, it goes looking for those things. And it's kind of like a Google search is one way that I heard it being described, which is fascinating. And the more I take the time to try and adjust the way that I'm thinking about people and about how nice or not nice people are, the better things are for me. Because I don't know, like, I've met such wonderful people on my trip, and some of them have actually become friendships, and others like were just nice encounters and just like a symbolic warm hug, you know? So I don't know. And honestly, I was just even when I'm alone, the first evening I arrived, I just went for a walk by the Seine, the river here, and I felt a weird giddy sort of joy as I was walking. Like, I suddenly felt so content and happy. I just felt so good all of a sudden, and I felt this immense amount of gratitude for everything that like I just looked around, and literally all I'm doing, I have some music on, I have my earphones on, and I have music playing, and I'm just walking alone, watching the sunset, and I just felt this overwhelming gratitude that I get to do this, that I made this happen for myself, that I have been taking the steps towards my happiness, that I've been, you know, like, things haven't always been so dandy, but I've been putting in the work, I've been putting in the effort to change things, to change the way I view things, the way that I behave, the way that I think, and I don't know, I feel like it's paying off, you know? And it's just, I don't know, it's amazing. It's amazing how a little bit of gratitude and faith and just patience and hard work kind of all combined, you know, bring you results. And I'm not saying that it's all perfect. It's not, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Things are getting to where they need to be, and it's a process, and it might take time, but it's fine. You know, that's just, oh my God, wow, what a weird little rant I went on. That was a very long rant, actually. Okay, I'm gonna seriously take my makeup off, and I need to pray. That's another thing, by the way, this whole trip. I've been, unfortunately, because I'm out all day, I would have to clamp my prayers together, but like there is like a pass of sorts since I'm traveling. But I like don't miss my prayers. Like I don't feel good when I miss my prayers. Like show gratitude in whatever way you want to, right? I'm not saying you have to pray. It would be nice, but you don't have to. That's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you to do, period. But I'm waiting to pray. Like I look forward to coming back to the hotel room so that I can pray. It's just a few minutes of quiet and peace where my brain just is forced to just stop and be present in the prayer. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like that's also a massive shift. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I will seriously start to get ready for bed. Pray. Maybe have some tea. Shower. Sleep. Okay, catch you tomorrow.
Smells so good.
So I am finally in my hotel room in Lyon. It's actually a hostel, but I did get like a room for myself. It's way bigger than the one in Paris. The one in Paris I think was like basically this size. Like it was like just here. This one is way bigger. It's a lot more spacious. The bed is bigger. It's nice. It's really cute. This is the view, which I think I just showed you, so I don't know why we're doing that again. But the bathroom scared me a little bit. Once I got into the room, the lights just turned on by themselves. So I assume the lights are censored. Here's the whole proper bathroom. It's really cute. It looks really clean. I'm pretty happy with it, but the one thing I'm not totally happy with is like, I'm so sweaty. You can like see me glow. So the one thing I don't love is, so I hate really stupid rules. Things like you're forbidden, she literally used the word forbidden in the staff member. She was like, you're forbidden to drink, smoke. And I was like, fair. Eat in the room. And then I eat. I was like, it's a hotel room. Like, no, actually, I should be able to eat in my room, but whatever. And there's no elevator. I'm on the second floor though, so thank God. I just wish that the eating thing was mentioned. I feel like it would have really put me off because I don't know, I think it's just so stupid and I don't like that. But the elevator thing, I'm not sure if I checked or not, but I think like even if I had noticed there wasn't an elevator, I don't think it would have put me off too much because I'm fine. I can take the stairs and I can carry my luggage, thankfully. That's why we strength train, y'all. That's why we strength train, so you can carry your luggage. To be fair though, my luggage weighs less than 20 kilos. I think it's like 16, something like that. 16 kilos. So it's not too heavy, but if you do have heavier luggage, it's not like effortless. It's not hard. if you train, it's not hard, but it's not like effortless. I have no idea what that is, but I just touched it. Weird, okay. Here's a rundown of how I spent a few days in Lyon. I basically walked for the majority of my time there, and I took an absurd amount of stairs that were more intense than any leg day I have ever done. Like, this was pure endurance, especially since I also hiked quite a bit. One of the times was up a hill to see this beautiful basilica, and then I made my way to see the ruins of the Roman theaters there that are now repurposed for current day performances, and I'm just a sucker for this kind of stuff. I mean, it's wild to me that these structures have been standing since the time of the Roman Empire. I also went to see an art foundation, which was free admission, and it reminded me a bit of the Icon Gallery in Birmingham. And I even hit this gem of a bookstore, and I bought 2 books there. I also went to one of their massive parks to hike, and then eventually sat down with coffee and some pastries, and I painted a little bit, and a few lovely ladies stopped to ask to see my work and complimented it. Of course, there was also a lot of hunting for really good coffee and trying to balance out pastries with actual food, because I was getting a little sick of having so much better pastries, and because I wanted to feel my best. I even got dressed up and went to a proper restaurant to just sit down and eat like a normal, proper human being. And I did the same on the day I returned to Paris before leaving the next day. Honestly, I think everyone who wants to get to know themselves better should travel alone at least once, because it is an experience and a practice of self-love that is so unique. And the more balanced and comfortable you are in your wellness journey, both physically and mentally, the more confident you are in yourself. And as an additional result, the more wonderful the experience is. You can be selfish with your time and spend the trip doing all the weird things your family and friends might not want to do, like see that particular band none of your friends like, or that taxing activity, or visit the weirdly specific locations and attractions. And all that means you can rediscover your zest for life and your passions, and even rediscover who you really are. When you're more in tune with yourself and your wellness, you make choices out of love and care for yourself, not guilt or hate or shame. And when you're more comfortable with who you are, you can easily sit down at a restaurant alone, or eat pastries shamelessly, or dance alone at concerts and actually have a good time. You even irradiate energy that others can find approachable, and you can maybe even make friends along the way. With this trip, I wanted to honor who I am and the interests I hold, really be present with myself, celebrate who I am and the confidence I've built over the last few years, and I hope these are all things you get to do too. This was not a perfect trip, but I didn't want to give more energy than I already have to any of the little unpleasantries, especially since I already ranted about them on my Instagram stories at the time, because you do attract more of what you focus on. So instead, I wanted to capture more of the magic of this trip. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.